Today, I am going to show you the process of how to use these Amazon Cloud Services and Google Cloud Services simultaneously. So, I am showing you the procedure of hosting the dynamic website using Google Drive. So, just like Amazon, Google is also providing the cloud resources. And with the help of Google Cloud resources, for example, Google Drive. So how to use the Google Drive for hosting the dynamic website. And for dynamic purpose, we are using the Amazon resources, DynamoDB, Lambda function, API gateway, REST API development. So this is what the procedure of creating the uh, dynamic application, dynamic API. And after creating dynamic API, I'm using simple HTML and JavaScript. And I'm hosting this particular site on Google Drive. So let us see the full video. It's a very simple to host the site using Google Drive, dynamic site using the Google Drive. So let us start. So first of all, I'm showing you the Amazon Cloud Services. So how to use this Amazon services for hosting, creating the dynamic API. So you open the Amazon console. So the Amazon console is again ready. So in Amazon console, I am opening the DynamoDB database. So for today's web hosting, I'm using the attendance system. I have created one attendance table. So see the table. So this is the attendance table. The primary key. So creating the table is simple. So you just create on table and just provide the partition key. So I have given the table name as attendance and the primary partition key is ID string. So I have used the string data type and I have added few records. So how to see the records? Click on items. So these are the some of the record of my students, MCA students. So they have tested this particular site. So how to add the record using dynamic website and with the help of Google Drive services. So Google Drive I'm using for hosting the website. So for that purpose, I have used this attendance table. So I'm adding the record using the HTML form and JavaScript and updating this particular cloud database, DynamoDB database. So database is ready. Then the next step is creating the role. So I have already created the role. Just I'm showing you how to create the role using IAM. So identity and access management. To use the DynamoDB functionality with the help of Lambda function, you have to create the policy. So I have already created the policy. So how to create the policy? I have already explained in my previous videos. So I have created 4 policies related with DynamoDB. So you can use any policy related with the DynamoDB. So I'm providing the full access to the Lambda function to use this DynamoDB functionality. So DynamoDB, all DynamoDB access policy. So I have used this policy. So you create the policy, then you create the role. So I have created the role. So see here, I have created the roles. So these are the some of the roles created to access the DynamoDB functionality in Lambda function. So after creating the IMA role, the next thing is you open the Lambda service. So Lambda service is used for creating the smaller functions So for this function, you don't require the server instance. So it's a serverless hosting. So server is not required whenever you are creating the small functions, database related functions using the Lambda service provided by Amazon. So I have created one Lambda function with the help of attendance table. So I'm opening that Lambda function. So I'm creating one function, and with the help of these functions, we are storing the record inside the DynamoDB with the help of our website. So I have created one Python function. So lambda underscore function dot py. It explains you that I have created a Python function for adding the record inside the attendance table. So attendance table I have already created. I'm using the JSON library, the Python library. I'm using Boto3 library here. I'm using the DynamoDB functionality. I'm using this attendance function. I'm taking the system date and time, and I'm passing the three variables: student name, roll number, and course name. So I'm passing for the attendance purpose. I require these three variables: student roll number, student name, and the course name. And I'm storing this in the table. So table is again having ID field, roll number field, course name field, and the system date and time. And if the record is successfully inserted, I'm showing one result. Your attendance record is added successfully, and the name of that student is again shown. So we'll see this after execution. So this is the function I have written, Lambda function I have written. So the Lambda function, after completion of the Lambda function, you save the Lambda function, and after saving, you come out of this Lambda function. So I have already tested this. So the function is also already tested. So you open the new service called as API Gateway Service. So I'm opening API Gateway Service. So in API Gateway Service, I'm using the attendance API. So I have created one post service. I have created one post service. After creating the post service, I have already deployed this particular post web service. I have connected this with Lambda. So I have connected this service with Lambda. So we have already integrated this service with Lambda, and I have hosted this particular service. So see here the hosting details. So I have hosted this particular service on this particular URL. So my service is running on this particular URL. You just copy this because this URL is required in our HTML JavaScript program. So after that, you create the HTML program. So I have created the HTML program. I have created one folder. So copy this. Then copy this. Then open a folder. So give the name. See here, the name I have given is like this: www.myattendancesite.com. So you create one folder and give the name as www.myattendancesite.com. Double click. I'm opening this particular folder. I'm opening this particular folder. So in this particular folder, I have created few HTML files, HTML JavaScript files. So I'm showing you, you require index.html file. I'm opening this in Notepad++. So this is the index file I have used. A simple responsive navigation menus I have used because you can test this particular website on your handheld device as well. So I have taken the three menus: home, about, attendance, gallery, and error. So I have just given the reference of error HTML. I have given the reference of attendance HTML, and I have given the home reference index.html. So index file, I have just displayed this particular message: responsive navigation menu bar design using HTML and CSS. So this is the HTML and CSS file. So I have created one CSS as well. Then the CSS is again included. Then error. Let us see the code of error file. So error file is same as index file. Just I have added one text. So error.page and saved as error.html. Then one more file is required for attendance. So I'm opening this attendance file, attendance time. So here I have used JavaScript. So calling the API, we have already created the API, and I'm calling the API, and with the help of, I'm passing the three variables: student ID, student name, and course name to the API. So API JSON format, accepting the input in JSON format and providing the output is also in JSON format. So see here, the raw JSON dot string file, roll number, student ID. So I'm adding the student ID, student name, course name to the database with the help of post query. So I have created the post query. I have hosted the API. Then response.text. So after the successful execution, if the record is added successfully, then I am showing the result also. So JSON result I am displaying. So this is what the JavaScript I have used in my application. I have created the JavaScript here. So I have created the JavaScript, and after the JavaScript, the HTML code. So my HTML code look like this. So here I have taken the roll number, student ID, student name, and course name. And here I have taken one button, and through that button I am calling the API, that Lambda function, student function, and I am passing the three variables. So how to pass the variable? Document dot get element by ID. First pass the student ID, second the student name, and third is the course name. And I am giving the API name is that button name is call API. So as soon as you call this API, it gives that input. So I have passed that API reference URL. I have pasted here, and so up with the help of this three field, I am passing this three field to the API. So API update this three field in DynamoDB, and let us see that how to test this. So I have created the HTML files. So see here, I have created attendance, error, index, and style file in my this particular folder. So I have created the folder www.myattendance.com. So let us see the steps. How to host. So see the steps. So Google Drive. Open the Google Drive for website hosting. So I have created the folder, and we are copying this particular folder in the Google Drive. So let us see the steps. So here I am opening my Google Drive. So I have opened my Google Drive. So here is my Google Drive. So I am copying this particular folder to this. Just a minute. These are the some of the pages. Just I'm renaming the because I have already hosted one. Just copy this in my drive. So I'm showing you the file. So this is our folder. So after creating the folder, uh, add all the project files including index.html. Copy the folder on Google Drive root directory. So I have copied the folder in the root directory. Make the Google Drive copied folder public. So how to make the Google Drive folder public? So let us see the steps. So you select this particular folder, right click, get shareable link, and click here anyone with this link. Open this. So I'm making this particular folder as a public folder. So done. So I have made this particular folder as a public. The procedure is right click, add shareable link, and I have allowed it. I have given the access to the public. So the public access, the green color, it shows that I have given the public access. So after that, make it public. Okay. So create the new tab in browser and open the drv.tw. So driver that Google Drive I am opening. So drv.tw. So use this drv.tw. ये हम open करेंगे. So let us copy this command. I'm opening a new browser and I'm clicking this particular file. So after this, you select host on Google Drive. Just click on host on Google Drive. And you just select your Google Drive. You just logged in to your Google Mail. Allow. See here, you will receive the admin panel. And with the help of this particular URL, your site is again running. So I'm just opening the first URL to run my site. So my site is again running on this particular URL provided by Google Drive about and attendance. So see here, my site is running home. I have given attendance and error. These three pages and one page is dynamic page. This is the attendance dynamic page. So you just provide your roll number. So I'm providing my roll number is 35, student name, and course name. So I'm teaching to MCA course, MCA. I'm calling the API. So see here, you will get the answer that your attendance record is added successfully and the name of the student. So click on OK. So how to see that this particular record is inserted inside the database or not? So open, you use the API gateway. Open your Amazon console. Go to your DynamoDB. Go to your DynamoDB. Open the attendance table. So these are the tables. So I am opening attendance table, and in that attendance table, click on items and just refresh. So see here, our record is, this record is 35 roll number, MCA, today's date, and the student ID. So name, date, MCA, and roll number. So all the record is added successfully. So this is what the procedure of hosting the website using the Google Drive. So I have used Amazon services, and I have hosted this dynamic website on Google Cloud with the help of Google Drive services. So just open the site. So my site is running on this particular URL. You can use your own hosting services. You have to purchase the URL for specific name. So today I am covering this much only.